Hi crafters, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have an adorable new layered stencil to share with you today. This is part of the November release at a Colorful Life Designs. It's called Layered Bird Trees. Now I'm using it in this case for a holiday or a Christmas card, but as you could see, it could be used year round, and it is so cute with the two different layers. So I'm going to use those two layers of stencils. I have some inks from Catherine Pooler, and I have this panel of lightweight colored cardstock. I'm going to use the Beach Retreat colors from Catherine Pooler, and here's a photo of the finished card. You can see I die cut the panel down, attached it to a white card base, and did some very simple ink blending. So these are my Bitty Bunny blending brushes. These are from the Rabbit Hole Designs. That's the same company where I get my full-size blending brushes, but these are nice for little details or smaller spots on your cards. So I'm starting off, I have two different colors of green from this ink pad, and you will see I will grab a different ink pad later to create kind of the reddish color in the design. But I'm basically working through just starting with the different kinds of trees and then just trying to make them a little bit different. So you can see the more deciduous looking trees, I'm kind of going lighter handed, just kind of giving them a little bit of a I don't know, just a light ink blending. And then some of the pine trees, also some of the lighter ink blending. And then the smaller, more long and skinny ones, I'm coming in with even a darker green. So I'm just trying to give them a little bit of a variation with just these two colors by changing how hard I press the blending brush and how much ink I put onto it. So just kind of giving them some variance. And then I'm coming in for the trunks with a glitter brown gel pen. So I have this massive collection of gel pens that I got several years ago from Costco. I got it for Christmas and I thought, hey, that'll work good. So I'm really just coloring in the bottom part of the stencil where the stems are. And then not only does it make it a different color easily and makes them brown, but it gives them kind of a cool glittery look too. So it adds kind of an unexpected element to the card. So there's this portion. I think this is so cute on its own, even without the birds. So that's what's so fun about these layered stencils. There's so much versatility, and you can kind of mix and match and use them in all different ways to create different looks. So I'm figuring out how to line up the birds on top of the tree. Some of them are on top of the tree, some are below the tree, but I know that I don't want to use all the birds, and I do want to use different colors. So I'm taking a couple of the blue from that ink pad set and going over just kind of 3 each, I think is what I ended up doing. Putting some little bluebirds, maybe some cardinals here in a moment when I get the red color, but I decided I don't want to use that pink, so I end up grabbing this color called Polished because it ends up reading as like kind of a light red, and because it's so saturated it ends up looking quite red when all is said and done. So just going to put in a couple little cardinals here, if you will, on the composition and add these cute little birds to the design. So I knew my daughter was going to absolutely freak out over this stencil because she is obsessed with birds. And she's actually trained the blue jays in our yard to come eat peanuts out of our hands. So it's pretty fun. She's like a little real life Snow White or something. But anyway, I'm going to use this die from LDRS Creative. It's got this really beautiful, interesting stitched edge, and it's going to bring it down slightly smaller than A2 size. So there will be a nice white border around the edge of the card base where I do cut off the edge of this. And I'm using some mint tape to hold it down, and I will run it through off screen my die cutting machine. Now here I'm showing you, this is a stamp set from Catherine Pooler, and I do have a previous video on making these strips. They're actually white heat embossed on some white strips of cardstock, and then you can custom color them to whatever color matches your card. So that's what's in the back of that stamp set, is a bunch of embossed sentiments ready to go. You just kind of add the color either by dipping it in the ink pad or ink blending on top of it, and then it's a perfect match to your card. So I'm just going to add a couple little details with some highlights in these white Sakura gel pens. Add a couple little scribbles on some of the trees maybe. I decided to come back in with a little brown gel pen just to add some little beaks on these birds. But ultimately very simple. I'm just kind of scribbling on some highlights just to add some interest. This is obviously an optional step. But overall a very simple, easy design, and I love how this turned out. And again, you could use this for anything year round. It doesn't have to be holiday or Christmas related. And I come back in with some liquid glue and some blingage just to add some extra little shininess to the card, but overall still very simple. I have my picker tool. I got that picker tool from Doodles Paper Playground. They have some amazing sparkle blends and great little bits and bobs for your shakers. So that's going to finish my card. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. And be sure to check out the rest of this month's release. It's chocked full of amazing stencils. And you can use my coupon and save on your complete order. So thank you so much for checking it out, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.